Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a very special car actually, a Honda Cr-V 2.2 EX diesel, 61 plate, but with just 17,000 miles from new. It's really quite exceptional. Also got benefits from some lovely exterior touches. You've got the roof bars on there, big silver side steps, little chrome surrounds there on the fog lights as well. I mean, it really does look an exceptional car, and its condition is completely in keeping with the low mileage of the car. Front bumper shows virtually no marks at all that I can see. Lenses, everything completely intact. I can hardly see a stone chip anywhere on there. In fact, I can't see anything at all, but it's a beautiful, beautiful car. Come down the near side first, as I generally do. Panel work exhibits no dents on the near side of this vehicle, absolutely clean as a whistle. Very, very straight in the panel work. Front wing, again, very clean and tidy. Front alloy, unmarked, Dunlop tyre. Let's continue down the side of the car. I mean, there will be, I stress, the odd minor mark. It is a used car, it is very low mileage, but there will be the odd minor mark that I can't see or the camera doesn't pick up, so please do bear that in mind. It's not a get out, it's just being honest with you. Rear alloy, can't see any marks, again, Dunlop tyre. So you get the high level rear spoiler as well on this. The options that fitted this car. Around the back of the car as well, those little chrome plates underneath there. Just all these tiny, they're very subtle, but they really add up to a gorgeous looking car. And then to the off side of the car, again, absolutely as clean as a whistle on the panel work. No dents, no marks. Rear alloy on the offside here, again unmarked, Dunlop tyre again. Should just have said a full set of Dunlops, because they're obviously probably the original tyres. Absolutely stunning. Then the final wheel, again unmarked, and yes, a Dunlop to finish it off. So we're looking at a car in absolutely stunning condition, it's got to be said. Coming to the back of the car now, obviously huge boot on the Cr-Vs, full complement of equipment in here, tonneau covers there, middle shelf. I've never seen a practical use for them, I'm sure people have, but I haven't. This car benefits from having a load liner fitted into the back as well. Obviously what that does, it protects the carpets underneath, which look absolutely as new underneath there. It's all in very, very fine order. Coming into the back, rear door card, beautiful condition. The whole car is, it's absolutely amazing. Leather work. There's been no sort of silicone spray sprayed on the plastics at all. It's all very original, and it looks pretty much like new in there. I mean, there'd be the odd minor mark, but I mean, honestly, it looks absolutely fresh as a daisy. Near side front door card, again, completely original, clean as a whistle. Footwell areas, all very, very clean and tidy. Passenger front seat just looks as new. Honestly, it's just come off the production line. Absolutely stunning condition. Driver's door card, again, beautifully clean. Footwell areas, all very, very clean and tidy. And then driver's seat, absolutely stunning condition. Even though it's done low mileage, obviously people have been in and out of the car, but it just really exhibits virtually no wear at all. So inside the car now, dashboard, again, it's a repeated theme on the video, I do apologise, but it's just so clean. It really is in beautiful condition. Obviously EX specs, you get the sat nav as standard, all working perfectly. And if I pop the car into reverse, it's just the parking sensors kicking in. You can see the parking camera working exactly as it should. Dual zone climate control system, all the switches, everything just looks and feels as new in hand. And to come down to the centre cubby holes and everything there, all the little recesses really nice, heated seats all working absolutely perfectly. Then across the main dashboard binnacle, just a low fuel light currently on the car. As you can see there, 17,090 miles, absolutely remarkable. It's a real fine disc car. Multifunction steering wheel, everything just looks crisp and fresh. But it really is a very, very special car. Just to quickly show you, quite often overlooked, easily done actually. Owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key are here and present with the car. So finally, just to come under the engine bay for you, worth pointing out that the engines always sound far noisier on video than they do when you physically stood here. As you'd expect from Honda, they present these things very, very nicely indeed. Wonderful engines, cam chain driven, so there's no cam belts to do on them at all, but looks pretty much as new underneath here. What will follow this video will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Cr-V 2.2 EX diesel. This particular car is registered FP61XJX, and very, very unique car this one. Just 17,084 miles on the car. Absolutely wonderful. The reason we do the road tests, very simply, is we just want customers to see the cars we're selling actually in operation prior to coming to see us. That way, if there are any issues on the vehicle, then we will let you know about it. You know, we've been on the receiving end ourselves of going to see cars only to find out that there's an issue which we clearly should have been told about, and it can be hugely frustrating and a complete waste of time. So hence that's why we do it. Also done on the same very quiet country roads just outside our premises, so I'd hope would be representative of what you should feel yourself. So not much more to say about the car in terms of the ownership and the history. It's been beautifully maintained. Car with such a low mileage, you'd expect it to be good. It doesn't disappoint. This is probably going to be one of the shorter videos, just because there's not a lot I need to say about the car. The engine starts absolutely instantly. Such low mileage, expected to be sweet and smooth. It's absolutely amazing. It's just so quiet and refined. Pulls absolutely beautifully. There are no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge running at around about a third, which is about exactly where it should be on a Honda car, and the car's been driving for well over an hour now, so that's it's obviously at full operating temperature. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch on the car, smooth, positive, light. Bike point is exactly where it should be, of course. Feels absolutely as new as you'd expect. Goes through then into this brilliant 6-speed gearbox. I've said on many of my previous videos, I mean, the quality of the gear change, the shortness of throw, the accuracy of shift is more akin to something in a sports car. It's got a wonderful, wonderful gearbox. You know, Honda are absolute masters at doing these things. It's an easy gearbox to use. You can't get lost in it if you're hustling on or whether you're just tootling around. It's an absolute joy to use, and obviously mounted high up here, so it hand falls readily to the gear lever. But as with the engine and clutch, just everything just feels brand new. It just got that lovely kind of tightness about it. You know, just there's no wear in it at all. Not that you can feel, obviously. So in terms of the powertrain in the vehicle, absolutely perfect. Drives beautifully. Steering of the car tracks bullet straight, no vibrations, no feel of any wear in the steering at all on the car. The steering on this vintage Cr-V is one of my favourites. It was the last before they went to electric power steering, and it's a joy to use. It feels mechanical. It's got a lovely natural real weight about the steering of the vehicle that makes the car feel lovely and solid on the road, but it's very accurate and is perfectly tuned to the chassis of the vehicle. So that's not always the case. Sometimes you find that, you know, they just don't harmonise well, but this is brilliant. The chassis of the car, again, what I'm looking in test drive for is kind of any kind of knocks or clonks from underneath. that shouldn't be there. You know, normally just sort of innocent stuff like little drop links around 2 roll bar links, but there's nothing on the car at all. It's silent underneath. You know, you hear it going over the bumps, but you don't hear any of those secondary noises. Chassis of the car, again, just brilliantly done. Honda have been doing this for donkey's years, and they're the world's best-selling SUV maker in terms of the Cr-V, and it shows. I mean, they've got it absolutely perfect. The ride is very, very comfortable, but without being remotely kind of wallowy or soft in any way. It's composed, it corners lovely and flat without, you know, it keeling over in the corners that you find with so many cars of this type. And you put it through a series of challenging bends and it responds very well. What that means in practice, of course, is, I mean, these are generally used for family use. Put it through corners, cars which are sort of softly sprung, they keel over, and kids get car sick very easily in them because they're sat that bit higher, so the centre of gravity is that bit higher and the car's moving around a lot more. But these are incredibly composed. I've had tons of them. I've got one currently, so I know exactly what they're like to drive. And my kids are prone to car sickness and they never get it in these cars. Brakes on the car, you'd expect. Brake pedals, lovely, solid. There's no vibrations, no pulsing on the brake pedal at all. Looking around inside the vehicle, I mean, it looks pretty much as new. That's the long and short of it. It's not been cleaned yet. It's going to go in. It hardly needs anything doing to it. It looks absolutely immaculate in here. Everything working beautifully well. Of course, it's stunningly well made, as you'd expect from Honda. There's no buzzers or creaks from the interior. You just don't get it on these Hondas. They're wonderfully well built. But it's just so nice to use as well. Big screen sat nav is very simple to use. It's mounted nice and prominently, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road for too long to take the information in. Dual zone climate control system working exactly as it should as well. Heated seats with 2 settings, again, work absolutely perfectly. Coming across the main binnacle, again, classic Honda dashboard. I prefer it to the newer shaped one. It's much more in keeping with what Honda have always done. 2 big symmetrical dials for the revs and the speed of the car, and then information in the centre of that with an information display system as well. But all the pixelation, all the readouts working exactly as they should, as again you'd clearly expect. People who are buying these cars, our most popular part exchange on Cr-Vs is another Cr-V. You know, people love them. They naturally sort of tend to go on with another one for, you know, obvious reasons. It's natural competitors, of course. You know, things like Toyota RAV4, possibly Nissan X-Trail, but things like BMW X3, I guess, and then sort of VW stuff. It's real competitors. Things like the Qashqais and the Hyundais and Kias, they're perfectly good cars, but they're not as solid as these. They're not as well manufactured as the Honda. You know, and this is a test been proven over years and years of ownership. We just don't get the issues with them that those other makers seem to suffer from, especially on build. But this one, just as I said, it hits a sweet spot. It's the most reliable of all of those aforementioned cars. It drives absolutely beautifully. It's second to none in that sense. It's practical. It's well built. It's just a very, very, very good package. It really is. You know, I said it before, you know, Honda have done this wonderfully well. Obviously, they are 4-wheel drive. You don't select it; it does it all for you. Basically, if you know, I tow a caravan with mine, so if I go across a sort of soggy pitch with a heavy caravan, you tend to find that front wheels momentarily spin, and then it senses it, brings in the rear wheel drive to give you 4-wheel drive automatically. It's absolutely seamless. Its simplicity means, of course, it's bulletproof. We've never touched a 4-wheel drive system on a Cr-V, and we've literally sold thousands of them now. So it is a very tough system, and it also means it's incredibly kind on the car's tyres, minimises fuel losses. You don't get the same mechanical wear that you get with some more basic permanent 4-wheel drive systems. But it's you know, as I said at the start of the video, there's not really a lot to say on this one. other than to say that it drives and feels like a new car. It's a real one-off, this car. Whoever is lucky enough to buy it will be buying a genuinely superb car. If I've missed anything on the video, of course, as always, do please give me a call or email, and I'll happily answer any questions you might have.